All you
Guess what he
folks out
did.
there, thank you for showing up. I have,
Barely got the
Mr.
words out of
Mr.
my
Chairman.
mouth. Oh, okay. God.
Mr. Chairman, before we dive in, rarely make political statements from this seat. Try not to make too many political statements, but the events of the last couple hours are certainly troubling in our country. And
Yes, I agree.
I would ask for a moment of silence for the Kirk family tonight, and certainly I think as one member of this board, and I think we all are united, political violence is never
Never.
the answer, period.
Absolutely.
And I think it's appropriate for us to say that tonight.
Okay.
all right, so, I'd ask for a moment of silence for the individual, what was his name again?
Charlie Kirk.
Kirk, yeah, who got. All right, thanks for bringing that up. Adam stopped here, and he had a visual, on his phone, and the guy was sitting down, shot him right here and come out his back. Quite the shot.
With that, Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we do add to the minutes that we need to, or to the agenda, that we need to sign the minutes from July 25th. We also need to add, so that would go under our approval of the minutes. And then under new business tonight, we need to add a further discussion on cash at the transfer station and town newsletter. So I'll make that a motion.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, where'd you want to put the rest of that?
So the minutes under the approval of the minutes,
Right, yeah, I
and
got
then under new business, the rest of it.
Okay, I'll write that down. Just try to catch up here. All right,
Did you call for a
Approval.
vote on that?
pardon? Yeah, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? I already did this, but George wanted to hear it again. Let's see, approval of the minutes from August 25th.
So moved.
I'll second that.
Any other comments? Not hearing any. All those in favor of those motions, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right. The July 25th, 2025 minutes, I'd ask for a motion to approve those.
So moved.
There a second?
I'll second it.
All right, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, under highway, cash, what do you got for us?
First off, Squires Road is should be open tonight. The paving's completed, and also I talked to Tom Fuller. I didn't realize this, but he actually has a marking unit, so he can actually put a double line strip all the way down through. And my suggestion to him was, my concern is at the bottom of Squires Road, when you turn on the middle road with the big trucks, especially for the sawmill, is to move that yellow line to the southern part so they have room to swing. You follow what I mean?
That makes sense.
So that they can,
Move
yeah.
it to the north,
Yeah.
you mean?
No, he's saying so truck can come closer to the center to turn on to Middle Road,
Yeah.
headed towards
Oh,
the
coming
sawmill.
down the hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, we're gonna, which never got marked out in the years past, we're actually gonna put signs up there, the slope.
Yeah, you mentioned that to me. Yeah.
About 8% grade,
8%?
about 8%. We're gonna scope it with the level and stuff.
Yeah.
With that. The other thing I got is there was a couple town residences were concerned about a couple of the culverts that got put in, and one of them was pre-existing permit from way back, because they talked about putting a house in there. The other one's field entrance, and actually the landowner supplied one of the culverts.
Okay.
And then the culvert at the bottom, we put in because I had a lot of people concerned about not being able to see when they come down Squires Road, looking south on Middle Road to get out because the hedgerow, that stone wall, was overgrown and we could not reach it with a mower tractor. So we put a culvert there, so now we can go up there and mow that hedgerow back and keep it maintained. That's at the bottom.
So the culvert lets you get over, easier to get to the,
We can go on the back side
yeah,
of that to maintain that.
got it.
So that was the reason why that was put in there. Because there's two people that had concerns about it, and that's the way it is. The other concern was, I guess, brought in the email about grading. Most of our dirt roads, for the most part, are pretty decent. Quarterline Hill is a little bit chattery, but being so dry, I don't feel it's a need to put the grader there, because once you put the grader on it, you're going to be using a lot of product for dust control. So, I don't know if anything else anybody's got, or
Well, the washboard there on Quarterline, you know, just slow down to 20, 15 miles an hour. It's not a big deal.
mm-hmm.
But some people like to go faster, which is why I have washboard.
So that's about all I have.
All right. And anybody have any questions for the road commissioner?
I got one.
Go ahead.
My family's lived here in town. I'm fifth generation, so we go back quite a ways. I had my feelings hurt last week when I had a friend from Massachusetts here and said they were here back in, I think, late May, early June, and he said to me, he says, "Doesn't your town have any pride of anything?" And I said, "Why?" He said, "Well, there's a recliner chair sitting in the ditch down there." He says it was put there, he says, when there was dirt there. He says, and still sitting there, sat there all summer long, since I was visiting last time. He said, isn't that something town crew would pick up or something? I said, well, yeah, I guess so, but I think they're figuring the people that own it might come back and pick it up.
I'll relate on that. I actually stopped myself and I could not move that chair, and we had so much going on I didn't get back to it, and as of right now the chair is removed and taken to Hubbard's.
Okay. Because
That thing, it was actually an electric chair.
oh yeah, I know they're heavy.
And some weight.
Oh, heavy, I guess so. It took two of us to,
They're pretty rough.
they ended up taking the back off and lighting it
Put it
up
in.
some, but took two of us to put the rest up in the truck.
But it's in Hubbard's now.
Yes,
Okay.
it's all done.
Cash, Kim, this thing here about the transfer station, Cash, you're talking about money, not him.
Yes, that goes to new business.
I just wanted to clear that. Do you want to speak to that at all, Cliff?
Yes, our incredibly talented treasurer has brought it to our attention a couple of times that it's bad practice to take cash at the transfer station.
So, guys, are we going out of order, or what are we doing
No,
here?
I don't
just
see
wanted
that.
to give that
So
before.
I'm just telling you that's what it's about.
No, I know. I'm just
What?
saying that's under new business. So, are we going in order, or
No, we're not. I just thought it was
It's kind of the next,
appropriate to get it over with
Approval
real
of the
quick.
warrants.
okay? Well, technically, it requires a motion to go out of order. So, if we're gonna
Yes, I
if
agree.
we're gonna go out of order, we got a motion to
Let's
go out of order.
continue on with our agenda and we'll hit it.
All right. Does anybody else have anything under public comments?
We gotta do approval of warrants first.
So, are the
we haven't got any.
the warrants?
Oh, there aren't any then. Right.
They're
Are they-
over
I was
on
gonna
the
say they
desk.
just need to be brought over. I think
Yeah.
is all it is. Sorry, I'm pretty sure.
No, is it up on the, where she keeps her folders.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Those are all good, it looks like.
I thought it was up behind,
I'll go. It's
It's-
okay, keep
Oh,
going.
right
sorry.
behind.
Go ahead and keep going.
There's two folders up on that file. There you go.
Now you're talking.
Sure.
All right, so anybody in the public wants to see how we're spending the tax dollars, you can check that out too. Do we want to make a motion on that?
On what?
Approval of the select board warrants. We don't use.
No, we
We
don't.
don't usually do that.
No, we don't.
We just review them and sign them as needed.
Right. There's no guest tonight unless, if one of you guys want to be a guest.
Shelley,
We got one
Shelley,
right
we
here.
Shelley's
got
got
guest
something.
right here.
So Monday night, two of us were down here at 6 o'clock. This page needs to get changed on the web page for meeting dates.
Is listed for Tuesday, or Monday night.
The 8th, yeah.
It's separate page from where the agenda and minutes are.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
I'll talk to Gloria.
yeah,
get that
and
updated.
I'm gonna put it here.
Because
with
it
the-
was connected to the PEG TV annual meeting is why it got moved.
Yeah.
That's why. So
Yeah, it didn't make it, it's just, I had it on my calendar.
Sorry that you
Sorry
made the
about
trip.
that.
Like I say, two of us were down here, we had a nice chat about the cemetery.
You didn't dig anything up, did you?
No,
Okay.
Was it a grave discussion?
I was gonna say,
yeah, it was a grave discussion.
all right, move on.
that'd be George coming.
Georgisms. All right, new business. Transfer station alternate appointees. Wow.
Yes, we have, let me chat about that a few minutes. Some time ago, we talked about that, this board, in terms of having backup folks for folks at the transfer station in case somebody was sick or had to go and do whatever in their family business. And, we've had, Horace has had a couple of times had to be absent, and we were able to have a backup for him. And in view of the fact that the folks at our transfer station are not as young as they used to be, I thought that, well, if we have a couple of people apply, we ought to have two kind of in reserve. So we have two people that have agreed to perform that function. One is Jim Austin, and Horace, help me on the name of the...
Lee Condon.
Lee Condon, thank you. I have applied for that position, and I, of course, what's your name again? Mike and I have talked to two of them in terms of seeing how interested they are and what the deal was, and had sort of a little interview with them, and I think both of these folks would do an adequate job for that position, so I move that we appoint them as alternate transfer station workers.
Both of them.
Both of them.
Does that need to be posted?
It's been posted.
I think it was.
It was.
Yes, it
right?
was.
We talked about it, but I didn't know if it
Yeah,
was.
it has been posted. That's why we got the second
So you're
name.
making a motion?
I am, yes.
Is there anybody want to second that?
And that's both of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll second that motion.
All right, Donnie.
I'm going to recuse myself due to a relationship,
Yep.
obviously, with one of them.
Yep.
You got that right, Kim?
I got it.
All right, all those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Looks good. Anything else on the transfer?
Well, answering your question, Mr. Chairman, as to why that we had that on the agenda was what I was attempting to do before, because I assumed it was a question for your clarification. Anyways, what the issue is that Heidi our treasurer has said that it's poor practice to take cash at the transfer station because of accountability, and it puts everybody in kind of jeopardy in terms of, well, let me give you an example. When I used to have a shop teacher at the school I was in charge of, who would take money for the kid's project and stuff it in his pocket and say, I'll get it down to the office later. Well, as far as I ever knew, he did do that, but kid went home and said, they're taking money, put it in the pocket, and all that sort of thing. So there was quite a bit of a hubbub for quite a while over it, but the kind of thing that's the kind of thing that occurs when you're taking cash without an easy way of making an accountable situation. And I guess we must take cash if they come in here to buy a ticket, as far as I know, but still.
Yep.
That's the concern that our treasurer has, because in our audits, we get criticized for that practice. So we've had a little bit of a discussion on this board in the past about the issue, but we really didn't come to any strong conclusion one way or the other. So the question tonight is, do we want to allow that, or don't we want to allow that? And I'm opening up for anybody to comment or jump in there.
I'd like to hear.
As far as taking cash, we are trustworthy for sure, but that said, when people come to the dump, and it happened today, that they had like 4 or 5 bags, and then they pulled out the ticket and gave it to me, and I look and there was only 1 punch-in left. So, what do? I asked him, I'll take a check, and he said, I don't have a check, I have cash. And I said, we're not allowed to take cash anymore. Well, that sort of didn't go over too well, naturally. So, I don't know what to do. Should I, I tell him at times, go down, go see Gloria, and you can buy one there for cash. Then, but that would be fine if it wasn't late in the afternoon on a Wednesday, or on a Saturday. There's nothing we can do. So what do we do then if that's one person? Now, if that more and more happens, right down the line, and then there are, unfortunately, some people take advantage of that, and, then they, do it again. And then they get free transfer station, And
So I know
I don't know what to do with that.
we discussed this when we were making the changes. I know, and because we up until that time were strict. Period. No
Right.
cash.
Yeah.
And we said that in case of an emergency, which is
Right.
kind of the way I would view what Horst is talking about happened today.
Yes.
If they got no other form of payment, you are kind of up against the wall. But I guess what my question is are we seeing an uptick? Are we really just seeing a handful here and there, or are we really seeing a lot more?
What do you mean uptick?
Like in cash that are coming to you, trying to come to you?
Oh.
This isn't the first time this has
The
happened.
No,
treasurer
this isn't the
mentioned
first
something around $30 to $40
Yep.
happening. Is that weekly?
Is that regular? Is that like?
That weekly,
Yeah.
$30 to $40. That is possible. Yeah. Between, 8 hours and 6 hours.
Plus, you have no way to store that over there, so you would have
Well,
to.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so
yeah.
you'd have to, if you weren't there, say like on a Saturday,
Right.
or even, I guess, on a Wednesday,
Yeah.
after 4 o'clock,
Mhm.
and you have all this cash.
Yeah.
You have no place to store it over there on site, so
Yeah.
you would have to take that home, or one of the other folks who work there.
Yeah. Well, that could happen. Or the control room where we keep the money and the tickets. I have a key. We could have keys made, to lock that building, and or we can take them home. Either way, that would be fine. But I really, seeing what's been happening there all these years now, it's, we need to either let them do it with cash once in a great while, you know, emergency, or
You can get a signed receipt of any kind?
sign, well, what we do, yes, what we do is, we have the list, we have the cards, we have the numbers on the cards. When we match those up, when we either sell one, which is rare, but if we sell one, then I put the date down, write down cash and the person's name. And
So you're logging it.
I'm logging.
Same as the checks.
It's the same as the checks.
When you take a check, you
Right,
put their name
right.
and their check number on that list,
Mm-hmm.
matching with the number of the card that you gave them, because every lot of cards that come over has a list with the numbers on them.
Right.
So, and that's what I did the couple days that I worked over there, is I put, you know, if they had cash, I put down, you know, that such and such a card they got, but they had cash, and so where the number was for the check, I wrote $20 or $40, and then wrote their name and cash paid.
So I guess, I mean, treasurer's not here tonight to really finalize this discussion anyway, but, I mean, my stance, I still say it's good for us to discourage cash over there.
Right. Yeah,
We don't
for sure.
want the transfer station to become an all cash business over there.
No.
Which it sounds like you are. It sounds like you're discouraging it as much as
yeah,
possible.
definitely. Oh, sure.
So, I mean, I think we have it under advisement, and I think we're gonna have to see the trend and have further discussions with her, and go from there. And maybe the other thing that this could be is a budget time discussion. I mean, that could be
Yep,
something we
certainly
could
could.
talk about as well, to see how that works.
I don't want it to snowball or something, but what if Horace gives them a punch ticket and they get billed for it and they're responsible to come down and pay for it?
How much does one of those tickets cost?
I mean, if you're talking $40 a week, you're talking 2 tickets a week,
Or maybe only one.
or potentially one, because they're $40
Time
or
back.
They're
40.
$40.
They're 20,
10,
10,
20.
20, and...
10, 20, and 40.
Okay, do you have tickets there
Yes.
to sell?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there is, if a person is out of punches,
Yeah.
they have the opportunity to buy another ticket there then.
Yes.
They're just supposed to buy with a
Is it-
check.
Are those tickets numbered also, so
Yes,
they're
yes.
accountable for?
That's what he's saying. He
And
logs
we
the
have a
number.
record. We keep a record of
Oh, you're
everything.
not just paying cash for a bag and not getting any punches?
No.
Correct.
Okay,
No.
Correct.
okay.
So that's what
Got a
I,
sheet there with all the numbers.
yeah,
the
so that's
number-
what you, to me,
Just
that's what
trying
you
to
have to tell
discourage-
the
Understand what
person.
you're trying to do
discourage,
in the handling of cash.
If you're gonna deal in cash,
Yep.
then here's the price of the tickets. End of story. Otherwise, you can't.
And Horst, no, at least from my stance, and I know this is the case of the board, so I'm speaking, I'm going to be bold and speak on behalf of everybody. Nobody questions integrity over there. Nobody's
Agreed.
questioning at all. It's just in any situation where it's largely a cash business, it's source of trouble.
Oh, sure.
So, and trust me, I know that at 175 South Main Street. So you just, you gotta, anytime cash comes into you gotta have your checks and balances in place, because when they're not, problems arise. So that's why.
Kevin has.
I've heard that the parties have become numerous and lively at Horse House. But anyhow, why don't we come up with a form, basic form?
Yeah.
Horse, if he gets in a situation, because like say, if we don't want to do cash, if you're going to do cash, and even occasionally, someone doesn't have the exact change, you're going to start carrying change.
Which we're not gonna put a bank
So-
on there.
So why don't we come up with a form?
Not at all.
You know, so and so this day, whatever, get the name, the address, put the
Amount of
card
punches.
number down, and it gets submitted, they sign it, it's gonna go to the treasurer, and you've got a couple days to get down to the office
That's-
to pay it.
That's
That's what you're
Sending you a
suggesting.
bill.
That's right.
Or we're gonna be sending you a bill.
Right.
And they
And-
acknowledge it.
And then,
And it's either,
and on that bill, have it, you're gonna pay more.
well,
You know,
and what I
a
was
late
gonna
fee.
say, it's either they have to come down here and settle up, or they got to bring you a check the next time they come.
Yeah, that would work.
Because if people are working like 8 to 5, getting down here
It's gonna be a
before
problem.
4
Oh,
o'clock, it's
yeah.
gonna be a
Yeah, I
problem.
can't make it down here.
But-
I'm sad to hear.
But if it states on there, they've either got to come here and settle if they want to pay in cash, or they bring you a check the next time they come.
Yeah.
And if they don't, you don't let them dump the next time.
I mean, I have initial problem with someone coming 4 to
That's-
5
that-
bags with
it's
te-
gonna be a
with a
lot of-
card with one punch on it.
Yeah.
I mean,
They
you
knew what-
leave,
they
I
knew
know
what
how
was
many
going on.
punches are left
Yeah.
in my card when I leave.
Yeah.
Right.
So I know I've got to get a new card. So it just holds them accountable. You've got a name. They took the card.
Name,
We're
address.
aware about, and then
I mean, those of us get close. We're carrying the checkbook with us in case we miscalculated and we're going to run out. You know, I mean, that's
Well, I have my
That- if
checkbook
you
in the
keep on
car, just
doing
for that
that-
kind of reason.
You know, to do it that way, we're gonna have a list.
Yeah.
well.
You know, it's
What
gonna
I'm
be
saying
overwhelming for us.
is, you can get it. It'll be just basically a carbon copy receipt book.
And
I
if
would
it
say
ain't
carbon would
paid,
be good, one for them and one for us.
Yeah. I mean, it
Yeah,
could
if
be
you had
pretty,
something
Yeah.
like that.
and it would be simple. We're
Right.
you just fill in the name.
Right.
They were short.
Yeah.
We gave them they asked for a 40 card punch. They
Yeah.
got and next time,
Yeah, have them sign it.
they sign it.
and a $2 penalty on it or something.
$10 grace
That'd be
period after
better.
10 days
After
or
10
something.
days, you know, yeah,
That'd
put
be
something on there
discouraging
for,
Yep.
put it on your tax
You
bill.
gotta put it like $10 grace period. You got
10
10 days,
day,
10 days or you get charged.
or you're going to get
10
charged
bucks.
$10 or something.
You
Yeah,
gotta make it worth the while.
because otherwise it's going
I
to.
mean, now we're gonna have bookkeepers.
You gotta
I
pay.
know,
That's-
that's gonna be
more
extra.
people.
Right, you
The
don't want to be
bookkeeping.
chasing.
We're not gonna do it
Yeah,
for
no
nothing.
one be doing that.
So,
Not
but
for
I think a
$10.
simple book like that. So what I would say is, we've got this under advisement for tonight. We're not ready to act. Let's brainstorm, have the treasurer brainstorm these ideas, and maybe next meeting or something we can actually enact something.
Does that
What?
work for you?
Nah, I'm not that crazy about it,
Right.
to tell you the truth.
Crazy about what?
What you were
What
talking
you're
about,
proposing.
you know,
It's no different than you.
receipt and all
A
that.
receipt book?
How come, why can't we have, credit card or debit card?
That's a
Because
question for the.
that-
you know,
That's a question for the treasurer.
That
You
would,
know, and
that would
that's gonna
finish
cost
up.
more. That's gonna be 3% every time someone uses that, the town has to pay.
Well, usually it depending on our system here charges the customer the 3%.
Okay. All right.
We don't get
You
charged.
know what I mean, though,
Yeah.
there is, it
Yeah,
would,
the
it would
customer
cost more.
gets charged for that.
That's a question for the treasurer. I mean, the town would have to
Alleviate a lot of trouble.
the town would have to buy another console, which
Have to have
they're about 400, I
Internet
think,
service.
and the internet service. There's no
We
internet.
do have to have that?
Yeah.
Have to
Yeah.
Go through.
It's got to have internet.
You can't go for the telephone.
That solution's
Can't
gonna
go
cost
through,
more than.
because we've got telephone
problem.
lines and everything there. I mean, there's still
But you don't
landlines.
have internet service.
Depends on the,
Depends on the carrier.
Carrier and stuff.
It's probably consolidated.
Solid, which
It's probably
will-
consolidated over there.
Consolidated,
Yeah.
I see.
Let's again. We're not going to solve anything tonight.
table it right now.
Let's have the treasurer and let's have everybody get their heads together on this. And
Because,
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
what I would recommend, or be even volunteer to do, is to get Horace, maybe another board member, and the treasurer, and sit down and thrash it around a bit, and see what we come up with, if that's agreeable to everybody.
I'm good with that.
Okay, let's do that.
So I'll make a motion that we technically table this until such time as you're ready to bring it back.
Sounds
Se-
good.
Seconded.
And are you volunteering?
Yes,
Okay.
I said that when I started.
yeah,
Wasn't
Mr. Chairman, we have a motion on the floor.
All right, there's a motion on the floor, have been seconded, and, I don't hear any other issues, although all those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? So be it, George. Glutton for punishment.
Mr. Chairman, we did miss an item, and I will go ahead and make a motion in a block that we approve the lister's recommendation for the grand list changes for 755 North Shrewsbury Road, 44 Rabtoy Lane, 86 Rabtoy Lane, 121 Fire Lane, and 69 Clarendon Springs Lane.
All right, for discussion, is there a second?
Yes.
All right,
And I would note, one of them is a reversal of what you did in July. the state had told us in July, they increased the valuation of 2 accounts for Velco. And said increase in doing error and omissions, to process it. And today we learned that one of them was in error. So we are reversing what we did in July on the Velco one.
Yeah.
The other 4 are mobile homes that have gone away.
Seems to me that you guys ought to just make a list as that thing, I'm picking on you.
We've never had so many.
So how many were there?
5. 4 mobile homes and the Velco reversal from July.
There's a motion and a second on the floor.
Yeah. Any further discussion? I was hoping that you'd have something else to
Just didn't
bring up
happen to me
about
when
that, but. All right, all those in favor of the motion then, please say aye.
I
Anyone opposed? All right,
Kevin, you got one to sign too, the Velco.
Kim, what is this that I see here with the green?
It's just some information I provided for you all to look at. My contact with Preservation Trust of Vermont had met with the state architectural historian, and it's been determined that we've not been delisted from the state register, so we are eligible to apply for historic preservation funding. And I listed some of the funding options that she presented to me on another page, along with some of the guidelines we have to follow with the Secretary of Interior's standards for rehabilitation. Just some food for thought, so to say.
That's for this building?
Yep.
Years ago, they told us once we changed that roof out.
Yeah, it's not true, according to
So all these
they're
years.
saying.
Yeah, it's not-
I think that one of the possibilities from my limited knowledge of it is that you can be historic from a political standpoint versus necessarily the architecture standpoint or simply the age. So I guess there's lots of parameters that can apply to whether or not it should be a historic building. I want to commend you, Kim, on this. This is good information, and I think that all of us are interested in seeing what we can do to improve the situation here at the town hall. I know a lot of us would like to see the upstairs usable.
So folks, I'll just kindly point out that we're off our agenda again.
Yep. Well, I thought, the chairman brought it up.
Yeah, because I wanted to get
Sorry.
it, because it was bugging me sitting here. So, sometimes I
I
go,
didn't see it listed.
It's not on here. That's why it's off the agenda.
So I believe we're at the newsletter, which I'm guessing is you, George.
It is. Okay.
go ahead, George.
I will, thank you, I appreciate it. Newsletter, I have that on the agenda because we've had several instances recently where people say, how do we get the message out to everybody? Well, one of my first comments is that as a citizen, you kind of have the responsibility of keeping informed in some fashion yourself. But having said that, I know that we have people that rely on Facebook. I don't. I know that we have people that rely on the website, and I do that a little bit. Some years ago, I started a newsletter, a paper newsletter. Didn't get to the point of being able to mail them because I was funding it. I did have copies around to the town hall, the town hall, post office, this Walker Mountain store, and the one on the east side of town. Probably I put out, I don't know, I think somewhere around 300 copies every time I produced a newsletter, which was once a month. I did it for a couple of years, I think, if I remember right. And I got to the point where I'm saying, gee, I'm spending a few bucks here. It didn't cause me any great pain, but on the other hand, I was spending a few bucks. So my question is to this board, is there anything we want to do in terms of talking about how to improve messages out to the community? Or do we just let it keep going as it is and people get it or they don't? Many years ago, there was, we still use the term post a notice. which was literally at one point put on a post somewhere convenient in the town. So maybe we ought to do that. We have a posting over on the transfer station, of course. We could put one outside the building here, I suppose, but, so how do we want to get out the message, or do we care to? That's an open question.
For me, the simplest thing first would be to, we can have a discussion with Gloria, see if there's any upgrade we could do there, but meanwhile, we could post things, right out here, up to the post office and over to the transfer station. That's where, most of the folks in town utilize time, so, just my thinking.
Some years ago, I suggested that as part of the website, we have a newsletter that would have more than just announcements, but, commentaries or an editorial of some kind on some topic in town, such as, whatever, such as grading the road when it's too dusty, and a little article about that. That could be put on the website, and that might drive more people to take an interest in looking at the website. One of the things I remember as a kid in the Rutland Herald, which everybody used to take in town, nobody does, or very few do now, I guess. But one of the things about the Rutland Herald back then was they used to have fillers, because before electronics, they ended up having a column of print, and then they'd have a space, a small space. What did they put in there? Well, they'd put all kinds of nice little announcements in there. And I can remember reading about how my grandmother had her sister over from Danby to visit for whatever. Those kinds of little pieces of information, or little trivia information. I don't know, does anybody here remember those?
You had correspondence, and
Yeah.
in fact, this town had multiple correspondence for the different sections.
Yes.
They would supply that stuff.
And who got married and who didn't.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So anyways,
So I guess what I would say, two things. And we would have to look and see if this works, because I know you have to be a member, but there are ways to link Facebook to the website potentially, so that you at the bottom could put a link, and even those, and again, I would have to do some research on it, because, and may have to talk to our webmaster, because it might be able to emulate what the announcements are on the Facebook page. So that's one possibility.
that's a good one.
But the other thing, I personally, just knowing, and I know this is painful for some people, but the way the world is going, I wouldn't be dumping money into print at this point.
Oh, I'm not.
I agree with you. We could be putting things at the transfer station, things where we normally do. And what we ran into, and I was very early in my tenure on this board when we had some discussions around the newsletter many years ago, was what came up, and we had particularly, I think, one rather vocal voice back then that stated that they had concerns about if we put money into a newsletter, which would be tax dollars into a newsletter, they want to make sure their tax dollars are going to writing that they approve of, and no matter who writes it, there's going to be opinion and there's going to be bias, and they don't want, they had concerns. So that was an issue that came up back then. I would imagine it would rear its head again. I don't know. We'd have to see how that went, but I think maybe starting with some research, and maybe Kim can even have, work with Gloria to ask that question of the webmaster. Is there a way
The link.
to have maybe the Clarendon community page somehow show up, so at least people who don't have Facebook might still be able to see what the announcements are?
What about doing an electronic newsletter?
So
has to write that.
somebody's still got to write it.
Somebody's got to write the newsletter anyway.
Correct. Well, that's why I'm saying if you go to just what we already have and try to get it out better, you're not getting into, because all of those types of questions, even a digital newsletter in my mind, are a budget time discussion, because we don't have it in the budget right now to pay somebody to do
Exactly.
something like that.
Exactly.
There's not funding there. So the earliest you'd see funding for something like that is July 1 of 2026.
Yep.
So, at which we're getting ready to go into budget time theoretically in the next month.
Month
so,
and a half.
Month and a half. So there's time we could discuss it.
Just throwing that out there, you know, and people, if people want it, they can sign up for it. If they don't sign up for it.
And then, like you say, then you got to just figure out staffing of it, like who writes it, who publishes it, how does it get produced? Is it, you know, is it a volunteer group that volunteers to put it together? I mean, I don't know. You probably have insight better than I do. I know Timoth does their little newsletter thing. I don't know.
Timoth, Shrewsbury, Wallingford does something. I forget how they do it.
I don't know. Is that a function of their town office? Is that a function? How does it get produced?
I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think I heard that Wallingford, they have some input labor from the town, but I'm not sure of that.
So maybe that's the first step, is to
But
find out what they're doing.
Shrewsbury is a group of people,
Volunteers.
Same
I
in
think-
Timoth, they're volunteers.
They're volunteers.
Yeah, I don't know about Timoth. But one of the things that, as I mentioned earlier, we could put some kind of a newsletter, this page you were talking about on the website. And to me, yeah, there might be some bias there.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems to me if you can put a statement in that doesn't reflect any member of the town's.
Yeah, it's not an
whatever.
official statement of the government of
Yeah.
the town or
Yeah.
whatever. I
Whatever.
mean, you'd have to have that for
Right,
sure.
Absolutely.
Because you don't want somebody thinking, well, the select board endorsed that article. You know, that would not be a good position to be in.
Exactly. So anyways, I think that's a good suggestion, Robert, in terms of checking that out. Kim is up to another assignment. I think that's a good step, and having those things come out.
And it may be that they need to create, and I won't go into the guts of it, but they may need to create
Something.
basically a shadow profile that would pull it and have it on the. And we just need to look at it. Typically, where there's a will, there's a way when it comes to technology. So
Seems to be the case. Anyways, thank you. I'm done at this point. We'll check that out and we'll talk about it again.
and yeah, maybe budget time with
Yeah.
well, like you say, and if there's a group of volunteers that want to do something, I guess that's the next phase. I mean, I'd be interested to hear that. If there's
Yeah.
a group of 3 or 4 people that want to get together and want to talk about something,
The first step is how do we get out the question of anybody volunteer, you know?
that's right.
That's kind of the first step, I would think.
I nominate Shelley.
I know more about what's going on in Rutland City than I do here.
That's probably true.
But I will mention one item. One time we had a board assistant, Linda Tromley was her name.
Yeah.
And for quite a few years, she put out a newsletter for the town. I don't know how. So,
Before my
but she
time.
did it the old fashioned way, cutting and pasting.
Yeah, yeah.
All that.
That's when it cost 10 cents a letter.
Yeah. When it cost that much, exactly.
I mean, even like the rec department that we have, you know, I don't know what's going on there, but just information from that. Or
Yep.
one night, even here, there was a ball game going on down in Chippenhook there that must have been a playoff or something because there were a lot of little kids running around.
And what about the issue of the Tuesday, what is it called?
Chat and chew.
Yes.
And chat and shoot.
Yeah, how many people know about that in this building? How many, show of hands, how many know about chat and shoe?
Only because I
Well,
just
yeah, it
read
was
about
presented here
some-
last week.
someplace.
Meeting.
Well, I'm just
Yeah.
curious.
That's the only way I knew, was from when they talked about it last.
Or we could talk about the motor home that had been parked down at the Rutland
Yeah,
Town
there you go.
turnaround.
Yeah, I've been asking about, or curious about that myself.
Rutland
Ed
Town
Dumas
turnaround.
pulled it out.
The turnaround where you guys turn your trucks around. There was a mobile
Yeah,
home
you
there.
weren't gonna be pulling,
Oh, really?
you weren't gonna be turning around there.
28-foot travel trailer.
Right.
Oh, somebody abandoned it, huh?
What about all the stuff that was in it?
Well, or the stuff that's still there that,
Well, it's still there.
yeah.
Is the trailer still there?
Okay.
No, the trailer's gone, but there's tires, there's a bale of hay,
Yeah.
piece of blue tarp,
They don't.
yeah.
And I actually
I'm done.
asked Rutland Town boys, 2 of them were down on the pavement, and I asked them about that. It was at the time of the trailer being there too. And they told me that, I said, well, there's still some more garbage here. And they said, well, that might be up to Clarendon to take care of. And I said, why? It's in Rutland Town. And they said, well, that's Clarendon's turnaround. We don't turn around there. We turn around in Clarendon. We go past our town line, turn around in the neighbor's driveway there, and go back.
Kelly,
Clarendon goes
next,
past their town line and turns around and turn around and goes back.
next time you
So-
call me, pick up garbage by your place, I'll call Rutland Town.
Well, I had the green up bags in the front seat of my truck. I just haven't stopped to pick it up, and I'm thinking if I pick it
Two
up,
of the
put it
guys
in green
from Rutland
bags,
Town. I
send
don't
Dave
know
Sears a
what they
picture, he'll come
Yeah,
pick it up.
Rutland Town
But
truck.
it's got to get contained. So one of these
Okay.
days.
Alright,
That's solid.
So Kim, maybe we could start looking into that, talk with Gloria and see about getting, how we could,
Well, that and other towns, how they're,
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And then when we get a little bit more information, then we'll bring it up at another meeting.
Thank you, gentlemen and ladies. And you too, Bob.
Thanks, George.
Alright,
Georgie.
Bob, you and Kevin have anything you wanna report?
We finally found out what the state's requirements are now to be a lister. They've been working on it for like a year, you know. So we have 48 hours of training mandated by the state. So Kevin and I have already done 22 of the hours, so.
Well, wait a minute. What happened with all the hours you and I put in originally?
They don't
Some of
care
it.
about that.
The one online one is biased.
They don't care how long you've been doing it. They don't care all those old trainings. Now they got a new list. So we've done a couple. We've got 22 of the 48 hours done, but, you know.
Wow.
You do that online in the office here, or?
I'm not sure because we haven't dug into the remaining courses.
One is online, that's the bias training.
Yes.
Yeah.
The other three are put on by the state or in person. PVR is online.
Never ends.
thanks guys. That's never fun. So.
Kim, do you have anything else for
Everyone
us?
know how to do the
Time
job.
is
No.
numbered.
Nothing?
I already spoke earlier, out of turn.
14.
Cash, do you have anything?
Heidi's not here and I'm gonna speak for her, that taxes are due October 15th.
That's right. Hope I remember. George, what do you got?
Well, I had 4 or 5 good jokes here, but I'll pass tonight.
In that case, I'll pass. What do you got, Rob?
I don't have anything tonight.
Donnie?
No concerns, Mr. Chairman.
All right, I'd entertain a motion.
So moved.
So moved.
Is there,
Seconded.
all those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
All right.
Right.